How you all doing tonight? So, tonight I wanted to do just a bit of a classic sound assortment. Kind of trying to develop the channel and trying to find some of the best sounding items, some of the items that don't sound as good, and kind of, I don't know, kind of developing some staple items. For example, on the main channel back in the day when I was doing ASMR, I had a can. We had to sadly throw it away because I didn't realize it was growing mold inside. It was a Monster Energy can that I bought back in 2017, and we threw it away last year. So it was a white Dragon Tea one. It was imported from Japan, I think it was, or something like that. I found it in an import shop back in the day, and it was an empty can, and we had it for like 8 years, sitting on a shelf, because it was a good looking can, and I'd never seen it before, and never seen it since. And I would tap on it, and it would sound so good. If you look at my old videos on the main channel, if you want to check that out, that sounded so nice. But it had like a ribbed effect on the can, as well as, I don't know, it just sounded differently than the other cans. I don't know why, but anyway, onto the sound assortment. Sorry about that tangent. It's very late at night. I was gonna record this video right after the last one, but I had to go and pick up. I ran out of time. I had to go pick up Erica from her work, and she's very tired, so she already is asleep. But we went for a big walk around the city, had some coffee, and had some dinner. So I'm back now. She's asleep. It's nighttime. It's about 9 o'clock, and yeah, she's already asleep. She's very, very tired. Been working all day, but I have a couple items here that we can check out and see what sounds good. I've got this. Let's grab this first. I've got this big yoga block thing. I think it's one of those things you put on the ground, and I don't use it. I think it's Erica's, but well, it has to be, right? I didn't buy it. It's just one of those things that you put on the ground and you can do exercises on or something like that. But I want to see how it sounded. I hope that's not too loud for you there, or too quiet. I hope it sounds just right. Because it seems like it's kind of deep tapping sound, like a book. Because it's very light, but it's it's like a sponge. It's like a big sponge, like a hard sponge. See, during the no talking videos, I was wearing headphones, so I could see what it sounded like. But then afterwards, I listened to it back, and I was like, oh, this sounds different to what it sounded like when I was listening to it through the headphones. And I think because I don't have the right setup for the microphone, I don't think it's set up as I should have it, but I don't know, I don't seem to be able to get it right. Sorry about talking so much. Like I said in the last video, in the little whispered ramble I did, I do really enjoy making these videos because I get to be myself you would say, well, why aren't you just yourself in your main channel? And I try to be nowadays, but it's very hard for me because I'm not very funny, I'm not very charismatic, and I try really hard, to make interesting videos for people, but I feel like I'm a little bit of a boring person. I have so many interests, but I get very, obsessive about my interests. And I think I'm not a boring person. I think that people might perceive me as boring because, I don't go around screaming. I don't go around shouting. I like to be a little bit more subtle. I wish I could be more extroverted in terms of making videos. And just, again, let me know with all these different items that we're going to use. What sounds good, what sounds bad, what sounds mediocre, what sounds amazing. Let me know everything, and that's how I can decide which items to return, to come back into future videos, and which items to throw away. This sounds pretty decent, but I don't know, I'll have to listen back to it. But I've learned to come to grips with the fact, I remember 3 years ago, the amount of videos I recorded and just outright deleted. And, dozens, not hundreds, but dozens of videos I recorded fully and deleted. ASMR videos and proper, game videos and whatever. Edited some and just deleted them. And they're probably really good. Oh, maybe not, but Erica got really upset with me one day and she was like, listen, you're not gonna delete any more videos, you're just gonna keep going. No more giving up. You're gonna keep going. Because at some point, someone's gonna find your channel. It's gonna say, hey, you seem a nice guy. You seem a nice guy, and I wanna watch the rest of your videos. And, what good is it if I delete all of them, right? It's no good. It's no good. Let me just check. I was just checking if I closed the door. Don't want to wake her up or anything. Alright. That's enough of that. Let me know if that sounds any good. See, because I like this. I don't know if you can hear that. I don't know if you can hear that at all, but kind of like the rubber on the back of this. This is like I showed this in another video where it's like a wrist rest you put in front of the keyboard, but I put it to the side because I have the microphone here. Or let me take off my ring before I smash it into the desk or the microphone. How does it sound? I really don't like this one. I tried it because it was on sale, whereas normally I only get the Cocoa Ghost, which I had in the last video, which is the cans, they're really nice, and then I get the Cocoa Bella ones. I don't like this one. This one is my least favorite by far. It doesn't really have a nice flavor, or it also doesn't smell very nice. I'm sure it's fine, but it just doesn't taste as good as the other two. Alright, what shall we do next? Let me try my hand in some crinklings. Oh, sorry about the creaky chair. I wanted to say that during the no talking videos. I didn't say anything, but yeah, sorry about the creaky ass chair. Alright. Let's try some crinkle sounds. I know some people like that, some people don't, but let's try. Let's make sure this is sealed so that it doesn't go all over the freaking floor. Let's try some subtle crinkle sounds. This is some is some organic spearmint tea. Let's do some subtle. That's very, very nice. Some subtle rustling of the leaves. I hope that sounds as nice to you through the microphone as it does to me. I'm not really a fan of crinkle sounds, but when it's subtle and lightly done, you're an ambulance or police car. You hear that a lot in the big city, right? You hear that a lot. I hope this sounds good. I hope it's not too loud or anything. It seems like it would sound very nice. The little rustling and then the light crinkles. It's making me sleepy. Yeah, I really don't like that coconut water. I can actually grab some regular water because this is not doing it for me. I mean, the fridge is only right there, so. Alright, before I open it now, just a little aside, I'm gonna do so. Can you hear that? Okay. Sorry. Much better. God, I really like coconut water, but that raw sea stuff is not my thing. You can tell these sources are from different places because Coca-Cola is from Thailand. That one, raw sea, is from Vietnam, but the Coca-Cola is also from Vietnam, and I love that one. That's my favorite one. Not even just the ones that are infused with different juices, but the natural one it tastes very different to that. So, like I said, they must get it from different places. And I listened to back how this sounds, but this sounds really nice to me. It's very, very relaxing. Okay, I'm gonna put that away because that's actually making me sleepy, which I suppose is a good thing, right? Next up, I'm gonna Actually, I thought this might be nice. Be a bit interesting. Alright, so this is a bit of history. This is a mouse mat. This is a mouse mat. This is the mouse mat I used back in 2008 when Wrath of the Lich King came out, and this was the mouse mat that came with the special edition, the big box of Wrath of the Lich King. And this is the mouse mat that came with it, of the province of Northrend in the Wrath of the Lich King expansion. And, yeah, this was the mouse mat I used back 18 years ago. Damn, I'm old. Wow. But yeah, it has all the provinces of, I put it like this so you can see it. All the provinces of Northrend. We've got the Borean Tundra, which people always called the boring tundra because everyone had to start there. If you were Alliance, if you were Horde, you would start down here in the Howling Fjord, which was much, much better. Borean Tundra. You have the Nexus here, or Caldara. I can't remember what it's called. The Nexus, the Caldara, with the Eye of Eternity. You fight Malagos. And then, yeah, like you got Howling Fjord there, which is like you got Utgard Keep and Utgard Pinnacle. Beautiful area. You got like that's the Horde base, I think. Anyway, yeah, so, and then you had Salazar Basin, which was like this kind of jungle area where you had the oracles and, oh god, I can't remember the other group, the wolves. The oracles were like the Murlocs, and then you had they would like hated the wolves or whatever. That doesn't make any sense if you haven't played it, but anyway, Wintergrasp was like the open. It was like the whichever in Cataclysm was Tol Barad. It was like an open world PvP area. Dragonblight with the Wormrest Temple in the middle. You got all the Tarokar village or whatever it's called on the coast here, the fishing village. And then you had everyone's favorite place, or at least one of mine, my favorite places, with one of the best soundtracks in any game, but especially in World of Warcraft. Grizzly Hills could have been bigger too, because it was like, yeah, one of the smaller zones, but goddamn, it was beautiful. It was green. It was idyllic. It was one of the only zones. It was pretty much the only zone that truly felt you could feel at home. Like the rest all felt pretty hostile. But Grizzly Hills felt peaceful. It felt like you could live there. You know, Grizzly Hills with the beautiful music, with the bagpipes. And then sorry about the lighting. You had Soldrak. With the tiered, you had the 4 tiers. And you had the Gundrak dungeon, and a bunch of stuff. And then you had, obviously, the 2 biggest regions. You had Storm Peaks here. Sorry, it's mirrored. Storm Peaks with Ulduar at the top, and the Timeless Proto-Drake flying around, and a bunch of other stuff. Storm Peaks was huge, and you pretty much had to know flying to get around there. Cold weather flying, as you used to get at level 77. And then you had Ice Crown, of course, with the at the top here you had the Argent Crusade, the Argent Tournament, and you have that's the Wormrest Gate, or is that the one? Yeah, I can't remember. But you got that's not Wormrest Gate, the Dread Gate, no. What's the famous cinematic called? Ravgate, that's what it's called. Ravgate. And then you have Ice Crown Citadel, obviously, where the Lich King was chilling. But yeah, pretty great expansion. Fantastic. I've now played WoW in 2 years. It's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. It's pretty wild, like, having played it for so long. And then now for 2 years I've not played it, but I've missed it, but not really, you know. There are so many games out there that I'd rather be playing. And it's just not the game that it used to be. Anyway. Next up, we've got, let me just move this over here. Next up. Let me just drink some more water because I'm a little parched. I'm a little parched. Next up, let's do some controller sounds. Why not? Let's do some controller sounds quickly. You all know what the Xbox controller sounds like. Alright. We'll do a dedicated controller sounds video at some point. I'll see if I can borrow some other controllers from a few people around. I remember back when we had the videos on the old channel, I used to use these a lot. I used to tap on these a lot because I really like the way they sound. These are Korean booster boxes. These are Korean booster boxes of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And I opened these years ago. You can see here. The packs all in there. All opened. And this is the set. If you recognize the picture from the English set, this is Invasion of Chaos, which is one of the best sets out there. You got Blackluster Soldier, Envoy of the Beginning, and you've got Magician of Black Chaos there, and of course Yugi, looking miffed as usual, with the dual disc. Loved Blackluster Soldier, the original, and Envoy of the Beginning. Chaos Emperor Dragon, Envoy of the End, obviously is very cool. Magician of Black Chaos is one of my favorite cards. One of my favorite designs, like the early Yu-Gi-Oh designs are just so peak. I can't, like, they're unbelievably nice. I love the way that these boxes sound. I still have, like, all the boxes, all the classic boxes. In fact, if you allow me, the camera is actually on one of them. I'll show you. I'll hold the camera. This is Dark Crisis with Exodia Necros on it, and you would say it's Summon Skull, but I'm such an absolute nerd. That is the Archfiend of Lightning. It's unbelievable that I have a wife, isn't it? Unbelievable. Alright. Yes, I love Yu-Gi-Oh! Always loved Yu-Gi-Oh! Do I love it more than Pokemon? Okay, no, the games. The Pokemon games are better, but the Yu-Gi-Oh! Like card game is just way superior. It's actually playable. The Pokemon card game is pretty boring. Pokemon is fun to collect, but the card game itself is kind of ass. I don't know. I really like the Yu-Gi-Oh! Game, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game. I'm not saying like competitively, but like if you're playing it casually with friends, it's such a blast. I have so many cards. Like if you guys want to ever meet, if you guys Alright. Now, on to the last one. This is really fun because I got two, so I have okay, so one of the videos I made was, actually 2 videos already I made were the Blu-ray disc rattling. And, it's a sound that people really like, but it's very underrated. Like, only a handful of people I know do it. And I really like the sound, but also it allows me to talk about movies, which I love doing. And I love movies. As you can see, you got From Dusk Till Dawn over there. You got Bloodsport with Jean-Claude Van Damme. You got Barbed Wire with Pamela Anderson. Some pretty fantastic films. Now, yeah, I know that's meant to be bad and whatever, but I love it. That's also meant to be bad, but it's one of my favorite movies, and From Dusk Till Dawn is just fantastic. Anyway, I have 2 films here, one of which I haven't seen, and I have, these are 2, one of these films, the first film I'm going to show you, is one of my favorite films. And then the second one is the sequel, or the spiritual successor, that I haven't seen, and they're the Arrow Video, Arrow Video versions or releases. And this one's still sealed, so we've got one that has crinkly plastic on it, and the other one that doesn't. So let's see. So this one here, by the way, what an amazing cover. This is one of my favorite films of all time. This is, that's about as focused as it's going to get, isn't it? Can we get it in a little bit closer? There we go. She's the godmother of them all. Pam Grier is Coffee. Directed by Jack Hill. Man, if you haven't seen this film, regarded as one of the best of the blaxploitation genre, along with Shaft and Superfly, Coffee has been described as one of the most entertaining films ever made by Quentin Tarantino. And also, it inspired Quentin Tarantino to make things like Kill Bill and things like Jackie Brown, which is played by Pam Grier herself. But this is from 1973. This is the beautiful Arrow Video release. And if you let me, I'll open it up. And you get the beautiful disc there. Very, very cool. Very cool. And then you got behind there, there's the original. I can show you there. The original artwork. Or I believe the original DVD cover art. Maybe it's just the art for the film poster. But this is just an amazing release. This is an amazing release. It has an interview with Jack Hill himself. It has an interview with Pam Grier. It is such a fantastic restoration and an incredibly fun over the top, but grounded in a way. Like, one of the biggest compliments, Roger Ebert talked about this film and said that she is one of the most grounded protagonists of a film, of an action film ever, because you truly, not only can you feel for the character, but also she feels like a real person. She doesn't feel like, she's not Arnold, she's not Arnie. She feels like all the stuff she does, the revenge she takes, it's very grounded and realistic, and it's very gritty, and there's a lot of nudity, there's a lot of violence, comes with the genre, but it's an absolute classic, and I would highly, highly recommend you to check this out. I saw this film a couple of years ago for the first time. I was in love, and I got the Blu-ray release recently, also like a couple months ago, and Eric and I watched it. spiritual successor, which came out a year later with the same actress, same director. I haven't seen it, so I don't know if it's the same. I don't think it's obviously not the same character that she's playing, but it's the same genre. It's another blaxploitation classic, and this is Foxy Brown. Pam Grier is Foxy Brown. She's the meanest chick in town. There we go. Still in the Arrow Video plastic. You can see the nice color gradient on the back there, with a ton of special features as well, which is just so cool. But yeah, this is still in the original wrapping, plastic wrapping. This was released in 2019. The other one was released in 2015. This one was from 2019. Love that sound. I'm gonna watch this one soon because I can't wait to see. Because I mean, The Coffee is just such an incredible film. I need to see this one. I'm sure I love it. This one is from a year later, so 1974. Again, contains strong violence and sex. These films are very 70s, as you can imagine, and I love it. I think the 70s is probably my favorite decade for films, along with probably the 90s. I do like the 80s, but I think most of my favorite films are from the 70s or the 90s, as well as the 2000s, but yeah, I think the 90s and the 70s are just so, there's so much, just, oh, anyway, I have so much to talk about when it comes to film, so maybe we'll do a dedicated video at some point. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope you're having a great time, a great night, or day, whenever you're watching this. And thank you for supporting the channel, and I appreciate any comment you guys leave, any like you leave, if you subscribe, amazing, thank you. And yeah, thank you. I say that a lot, but I mean it, you know. Yeah, have a good night, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, bye-bye.